Snow, winter, cold, and cold again. Although it contains all of these, starting like this might be a bit harsh to describe a city. So, let's try another way. Once upon a time, in the mists of days gone by, there stood a fortress among fortresses, Afyonkarahisar, and so it is with this fortress that our tale begins. Were it not for thee, who could say if this city would e'er have drawn breath? O thou mighty keep, ancient fortress, shrouded in mystery, whose name this city proudly bears. I know well thou art not but stone and shadow alone. Yet, with the slow march of time, even thou hast turned inward, seeking refuge within thy silent walls. All that thine eyes have seen, all that thy stones have endured, hath wearied thee beyond measure. Whilst thou gazest upon the fortress, permit me to share a memory of mine own. 'Twas near 20 years past, when, with a heart brimming with wonder, I climbed each step to tread upon its ancient stones. There I beheld a curious sight. The ground, though hardened and shaped by time, held one place apart, as though hands had toiled to seal a passage or a gate, stones heaped one upon another in haste or secrecy. Many years hence, when once more I ascended the keep, I sought that hidden place. I wandered its paths, yet found it not. Perchance the earth had claimed it, binding it fast in her timeless embrace. In sooth, I am certain this fortress is riddled with cellars and secret ways. 'Tis said there are 7 passages that lead forth from these very walls. So spoke a local dweller to me, and in time I myself espied one with mine own eyes, far from the keep, yet born of its depths. So be it. The mystery of this citadel shall not wane. When the day comes that it chooseth to unveil itself, those who stand witness shall glimpse the secrets it hath guarded so long. Along the fortress path, there is often a guest overlooked, Ahmed Turani. According to sources, he served in the Byzantine forces. During one of the fortress sieges, he wrestled with Batal Ghazi and was defeated. True to his word, he then converted to Islam and joined Batal Ghazi's troops. Together, they fell as martyrs before the fortress walls. In this city, the Grand Mosque and the fortress cannot be separated. These two have, as if speaking a language unknown to us, agreed silently to create a shared place of peace. Yes, the Grand Mosque, or by its lesser-known name nowadays, the 40 Pillars Mosque. Its ceiling is supported by 40 pillars, 8 rows from east to west, and 5 rows from the entrance to the mihrab. It is a venerable temple, more than 7 centuries old. Like the fortress, it seems to prefer silence. Most of the time, it lets out no sound except for the ticking of the pendulum clock inside. If you are lucky, at some time of the day, you catch the light filtering inside. Around the Grand Mosque, there are many charming wooden houses and mansions that please the eye. Now, let's move on to our next stop, You can reach it on foot from the Grand Mosque. This place is called the Millet Hammam, but locals often call it the Gavur Hammam. It no longer serves its original function today, but it is open as a museum, so you won't be sweating in this hammam. When you enter, you'll see that the basins are already covered or sealed by someone. There is only one thing to say about the permanent guests of the hammam. They are frozen in time. With all their movements and facial expressions, and the feelings trapped inside them, who knows, maybe one day they will come to life. And if they do, they will tell stories from their own time. The hammam has a beautiful garden, and when the season comes, it always has its faithful friends, the turtles. Not everyone who searches finds, but those who find are those who truly seek. Through the courtyard gate, bearing this truthful saying, we enter our next stop, the Afyon Mevlevi Lodge. Though the origin of Mevlevi order is with Mevlana Selahattin Rumi in Konya, according to sources, this lodge in Afyon played a significant role in spreading the order throughout the country, and, according to some, even gaining worldwide recognition. Upon entering the courtyard, visitors are welcomed by handwritten works displayed in a room on the left. Leaving here and going up the stairs, when we head to the door on the right, we reach a part of the lodge that was once very lively and active. Leaving the lodge's kitchen and turning left, we find the postnician and other Mevlevi rooms waiting for us. Those inside pay no attention to visitors, busy with their own tasks, from their own time. Those performing dhikr continue their chanting, those whirling keep their sema, those reading keep reading, and those writing continue their work without pause. We envy those here as if they came from other worlds. Yet once upon a time, they were just like us. it is time to meet the Sultan. Before visitors reach the Sultan, they first step into the atmosphere that prepares them. But to truly meet the Sultan, one must climb the steps once again, and it is beyond our words to describe the air inside. Before leaving the Mevlevi Lodge, you can pass through the entrance on the other side of the garden, arrive at the historic endowed mansion, explore its interior, and enjoy the tea served there. Our next stop is the Bidestin, one of the few covered bazaars surviving the test of time, and its numbers are dwindling. This one is in the heart of the historic district of Afyon, which we are trying to guide you through, and perhaps because of that, it remains very lively. In addition to the main entrances facing each other lengthwise, there are also side entrances. What's inside? Let's leave that to the visitor's own observation. When you leave the Bidestin, right next door awaits another historic building, Taschen. But before heading there, you can stroll around the Bidestin and browse shops selling many handmade products, knife makers, tinners, shoemakers, second-hand dealers, sheep bells, and many more. Taschen will wait for you anyway, and it will draw you in. Taschen is within walking distance. You can reach it by walking around the back of the Bidestin, or as marked on the map, it is a 2-story historic building. As with our other stops, visitors can find more information about this place on site. Nowadays, since official authorities provide informative signs and digital guides at historic sites, let's leave that part to them. Tashan offers handmade souvenirs and dining options, making it a pleasant place to leave lasting memories for visitors. A nice resting spot for travelers to the city. After leaving Tashan, two historic and beautiful mosques greet you along the way. Before reaching them, you can visit the Turkish Islamic Arts Gallery, which is tucked away in a quiet corner and often overlooked. It showcases the arts of calligraphy, husnihat, illumination, tezyip, and marbling, ebru, and is located just behind the Tashan Bazaar. Returning to the two mosques, the first is Otpazara Mosque. Around the mosque, you'll find vendors selling the city's famous potato bread and clotted cream. The interior of the mosque perfectly embodies the meaning of the word din. I'll leave the experience of it to you. The next stop is Yonkalti Mosque, reachable by climbing steep stairs. It has an interesting interior design. And beneath this mosque are herbalists with a wide range of products. Behind the mosque, hidden in a passage, you can find shops that prepare the city's symbolic poppy products by grinding the seeds. Ground poppy is either added to dough or, as I do, mixed with molasses, or simply enjoyed on its own as a delicious treat. After leaving the poppy market, we move on to Sahipler Sultan, which is within walking distance. I once read in a source that the tomb's area is exactly the same as that of the Kaaba. Inside, there are graves of the Sahapata Ulari family, who ruled and developed the city during and after the Seljuk period. However, there are also some unidentified graves. We are now approaching the end of our journey. Like every beautiful experience, this one too will come to a close. But before it ends, the city has a few more lovely places to offer its visitors. First, let's stop by the Culture and Arts House, which is very close to the previous Sahipler Sultan tomb and easily reachable on foot. Housed in a 3-story historic mansion, it provides a summary of the city's cultural fabric and should not be overlooked. In fact, it could even serve as a starting point for exploring. Those bidding farewell to the Culture and Arts House can move on to the closest point, the Imarat Mosque, a place you simply cannot leave Afyon without seeing and knowing about. Locals call it just Imarat, which is historically a soup kitchen that served food to the poor and students of the medrese. Its official name is Gidik Ahmet Pasha Mosque. With its large green garden, still functioning hammam, and the stone medrese behind it, whose entrance you pass by while sipping tea alongside retirees. Imaret is a true Culier complex. Stone medrese. On our journey so far, we've mentioned handmade products at some points. The stone medrese and its humble artists also skillfully reflect their culture and dreams, from their hearts to their hands, and from their hands to their materials. If you're not too tired and feel you haven't had enough of history and culture, you can visit the Kadnana tomb, which holds great material and spiritual significance for the city, and refresh yourself by drinking from its sacred spring. Then, move on to the Monument Park to rest and sip your tea opposite the Victory Museum, washing away your fatigue. During the Mongol invasion, the heart of the Anatolian Seljuks in Konya was deeply shaken. In response, the Sultan's mothers, wives, and daughters migrated, so to speak, to Karahisar. They loved this city dearly, spent their wealth on charitable works, and became the mothers of the people. The people, in turn, loved them and kept their names alive in the city. The flowing water from the fountains you see around was brought to the city through canals, thanks to them. The negotiation with the landowner, where the water passed, shows the wisdom of these women. Let's leave this part to those curious enough to explore further. And finally, our journey ends here at the Monument Park. You are free now. First, have a cup of tea. Then, if you wish, visit the Victory Museum opposite you before heading home. We tried to create a flat route, walkable on foot. Of course, there are many more places to visit, but this is our path. We didn't tell you where to buy lokum or sukuk. Those who seek will find both. They are always around you. I don't know which path you took to come to this city, but even if you leave by the same road, you'll probably leave the city a different person too. We bid you farewell with Arif Nihatasya poem, Afyon.
Afyon. Mermer saksısında seneler sonra yeniden açılan laleyi gördüm. Bir sis daha kalktı, efendisine el kaldıran nankör köleyi gördüm. Kadının, çocuğun, kızın, kızanın yıllarca çektiği çileyi gördüm. Ve bir gün şeriri çiğneyen atı, rüzgarda savrulan yeleği gördüm. Kaçanın ağırlık etmesin diye bıraktığı kolu, kelleyi gördüm. Gece yıldız yağdı Afyon'a, sayılarca ateş böceği gördüm. Şükran namazına durdum camide. Şeffaf mihrabından kıbleyi gördüm. Meçhulüm olmayan yiğit askerde eli bayrak tutan bileği gördüm. Yanında yeni bir abide diye çatılan acayip nesneyi gördüm. Doğru bildiğini Afyon'un doğru, iyi bildiğini hep iyi gördüm. Elek dolusu su diyen kadını, kananlara gülen edeyi gördüm. Sofralarda kadın ananın südü, yanında haşkeşli ekmeği gördüm. Bana tatlarından söz etmek düşmez. Yemişleri gördüm, peteği gördüm. Şu çocuk yüzlü şaheserde bile daralmakta olan yediği gördüm. Göğe haykırarak kızların gökten kısmet dilediği kuleyi gördüm. Sevilip kısmeti oldum birinin ve birleşmiş iki yüreği gördüm. Açtı gözlerini sultan divanı, kale görünmezden kaleyi gördüm.